All right, so we're diving into a debate.
Oh, boy.
That's probably caused more family arguments than whether or not to eat the last slice. Pineapple on pizza.
I know where this is going.
You sent this one in, and I have to say, it's got us here at the deep dive fired up.
Yeah.
Maybe even preheated to 400 degrees.
I see what you did there.
Okay.
And you're right. This seemingly simple question about a topping goes way beyond just taste.
Right.
We're talking cultural clashes, the psychology of what we crave the works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've got research piled higher than a double-stuffed crust pizza.
Wow.
From historical accounts to actual taste studies, even some heated online arguments.
Oh, I bet.
You know the internet loves a good food fight.
It's true.
Yes.
But before we get lost in the weeds of those comment sections,
Yeah.
let's set the table, so to speak,
Okay.
with the main arguments.
Perfect. Now, I know you're the impartial voice of reason here,
Sure.
but come on, you must have a side. This is pizza destiny we're talking about.
I'm saving my judgment for our little taste test later, remember?
Right.
But you're right. It's hard not to get pulled into this one.
Right.
On the pro-pineapple side, a big argument is culinary freedom.
Okay.
Pizza shouldn't be stuck in a time capsule.
Right. Who gets to be the pizza police anyway?
Exactly.
People want to get creative. Why not?
And they'd argue it's not just about being different.
Okay.
There's Sam Panopoulos, a Greek-Canadian chef,
Okay.
who allegedly threw pineapple on a pizza back in 1962.
Wow.
Not in Hawaii, by the way,
Hold up. I did not know that.
which always blows my mind.
So Hawaiian pizza isn't even Hawaiian.
Nope.
Wow.
More on that later,
Yeah.
because that story is wild.
But Panopoulos? He was inspired by Chinese sweet and sour flavors.
Interesting.
So it was about trying something new,
Right.
sure,
Right.
but also this intentional flavor combo.
Okay.
Sweet playing off the salty, the tang.
Which, let's be honest, is a hit in tons of dishes.
It's true.
Like sweet and salty popcorn mango salsa. Nobody's out there picketing against those.
Exactly. Our brains are wired to dig this contrast.
Interesting.
There are studies on taste receptors going nuts for that push and pull between sweet and savory.
Wow.
But I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay.
We'll unpack the science of it all a bit later.
Okay. Teasing us with the good stuff.
A little bit.
But so far, I gotta say, Team Pineapple is making a strong case.
Okay.
But what about the anti-pineapple purists? What's their argument beyond it's just wrong? Well, they'd say it's about respecting the classics.
Yeah.
Pizza, especially in Italy, has a long history,
Right.
specific flavor profiles.
Yeah.
Pineapple throws a wrench into that.
Okay.
Think of it like putting ketchup on a perfectly seared steak. Some might like it,
Right.
but it's messing with something already considered great on its own.
Okay. I see that you're not improving, you're just changing.
Yeah.
It's like you can enjoy both a symphony and a rock concert,
Right.
but you wouldn't mix the two.
And here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Some of the research we dug into actually quotes folks saying pineapple is pizza identity theft.
Wow.
Like it's trying to be dessert and dinner,
Oh, no.
or that the sweetness overpowers everything else, turning a complex flavor profile into basically just sweet.
That's almost tragic if you think about it. Poor pizza losing itself to the pineapple.
A bit dramatic, sure.
Yeah. All right. Both sides armed with arguments, history on their side.
It's true.
This is getting intense.
Yeah.
But before we give into our baser instincts and order every topping just to see what happens. Oh, I am suggesting buckle up, dear listener, because we've got a live taste test coming up next.
Oh.
Will I be swayed by the siren song of tradition? Will the expert here discover a new love?
You're not kidding, are you, about this taste test?
Hey, when you're diving deep, you got to go all the way right.
I guess so.
So I've got a piping hot Hawaiian pizza, fresh from the oven.
Okay.
I'm talking golden crust, gooey cheese, and those controversial chunks of pineapple,
Okay.
glistening like culinary gemstones.
Do you really know how to paint a picture with words?
Maybe just a little.
I see what you did there.
All right, for the sake of science,
Right.
or at least our taste buds,
Okay.
I'm going in. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. You sure you don't want to bite this masterpiece?
You know, for someone who claims to be impartial,
Okay.
you're awfully enthusiastic about that pineapple.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Okay.
Here's the thing. Even the research on why people are so averse to pineapple on pizza is interesting.
Oh, really?
It's called neophobia.
Neophobia. Literally fear of new food.
Interesting.
It's a survival thing.
Okay.
Going way back where unfamiliar could equal poisonous.
So my love of pineapple makes me some kind of fearless foodie pioneer.
You could say that.
I'll take it, but seriously, that's fascinating.
It's true.
So people are hardwired to be suspicious of new flavors.
Exactly. Their brains are sending up caution flags, even though logically we know a pineapple on a pizza isn't a threat. But then there's the flip side, neophilia.
Neophilia.
The love of novelty.
Okay.
Those are your adventurous eaters, always seeking out new taste sensations.
So I'm guessing that adventurous spirit isn't just limited to food, right?
Studies show folks who are neophilic, open to new foods, tend to be more open to new experiences in general. Travel, art, music, they crave the unfamiliar, the unexpected.
So what you're saying is people who dismiss pineapple on pizza might just be missing out on life's richer tapestry.
I wouldn't go that far,
okay.
But it does make you think about how deeply our personalities and preferences are intertwined, even down to our pizza toppings.
Wow, mind blown.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to the taste test in progress.
Okay.
You've got that skeptical scientist look on your face?
I don't know about that.
What's the verdict?
It's not what I expected. I don't know how to explain it.
Details, my friend. Our listeners are on the edge of their seats.
The sweetness is definitely there, but it's not overpowering. It's more like a counterpoint to the saltiness of the ham and the richness of the cheese.
C, harmony, not chaos. It's like a flavor symphony.
You really like that word, don't you?
What about the texture? Any thoughts on the texture?
The pineapple does add an interesting textural element.
Okay.
It's softer than the other toppings, but there's a slight chewiness to it.
Right.
It's playing with expectations.
Exactly. It's like a little burst of sunshine in every bite.
Yeah, but
admit it.
You're kind of enjoying this, aren't you? Creating experiences, sparking conversations, challenging our preconceived notions.
You've got me there. This whole experience has reminded me that even something as seemingly trivial as pineapple on pizza can open up a Pandora's box. Of cultural, psychological, even evolutionary discussions.
And we haven't even touched on the wild history of Hawaiian pizza itself.
That's right.
Remember, it wasn't even invented in Hawaii.
Oh, that's right. We promised to circle back to that.
We did.
And it's a story too good to miss.
Okay, so we've had our philosophical pizza moment. We've dug into the science of adventurous eating. And now I need the backstory. Spill the tea on Hawaiian pizza's actual history, because Canada was not on my bingo card for this.
Right. It's one of those things that once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. So picture it. 1962, Chatham, Ontario. Sam Panopoulos, a Greek immigrant with a flair for experimentation, is running a restaurant.
I'm already intrigued. This Panopoulos sounds like my kind of guy. He was apparently a big believer in trying new things, shaking things up. This was the era of tiki bars. The fascination with all things Polynesian was huge. So he takes canned pineapple, a relatively new thing at the time, throws it on a pizza with ham.
Bold move. I can practically hear the culinary rulebook being tossed out the window.
And get this, no one's entirely sure why he called it Hawaiian pizza. Maybe a nod to the canned pineapple brand. Maybe just a catchy name. Regardless, it took off.
I mean, you've got sweet, salty, savory, that satisfying chew of the pineapple. It's a party in your mouth, even if the party's theme is a little confusing.
And that's what I think gets overlooked in this whole debate. It's not just about individual ingredients, it's how they come together, the experience as a whole. Panopoulos even said later it was about creating something unique, something nobody else was doing.
Talk about a culinary legacy. But it makes you wonder if he hadn't been willing to play with his food a little. Would we even be having this conversation?
Exactly. He didn't just create a pizza, he sparked a global phenomenon. And whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny the impact it's had on food culture.
I've got to say, I'm feeling a newfound respect for that pineapple chunk. It's like a symbol of culinary rebellion, of thinking outside the pizza box, literally.
And that's what I love about our deep dives. We start with something seemingly simple, and suddenly we're exploring history, psychology, even a little philosophy of food.
Right. Next time someone catches me with a Hawaiian pizza, I'm prepared for a full-on dissertation on neophilia and the history of culinary innovation.
Maybe we should get you a soapbox to stand on while you eat.
I like the way you think. Okay, but for real, this whole deep dive has got me thinking maybe there are some other controversial food combos out there just waiting to be appreciated.
Oh, I'm sure there are. And who knows, maybe some of our listeners have some favorites they'd like to share.
That's a great idea. This has been The Deep Dive, reminding you it's okay to like what you like.
And to never be afraid to try something new.
We'll see you next time for another Deep Dive.